Hi there, welcome to Fire for Effect. We're going to demonstrate how to put in our new Vepr receiver adapter system or RACE system. When you purchase the system, what you receive is basically this set of components here. You've got your base plate system, your shroud, and 2 screws. I'm going to show you using mine that I've already placed on a weapon once or twice, so it's got a few burrs in it from where I've been monkeying around. Again, this is the base plate. This is the shroud, and then you'll be sent 2 screws which match those that are sent with or that are on the original equipment of your Vepr. Now this Vepr here is a 545 by 39. It's an actual Robinson Arms Vepr. It's one of my original weapons, and it's the one that I use to prototype a lot of my components on. So basically I'm going to go through how to change out the stock furniture here, the original stock on the rear, and place the new RACE system and an aftermarket stock. In this case, I'm going to use just this little inexpensive lightweight model, and I'll show you how to adapt that. So basically, step 1, let's make sure the weapon's unloaded. I visually inspect, check with my finger. There's no magazine in the weapon. This is a vice block. Step 2, I'm going to check the weapon, make sure it's still not loaded. Once I've done that, we're going to go ahead and disassemble, basically do a field strip. Remove the upper cover, remove the recoil spring, remove the bolt carrier assembly with the bolt. Okay, that's as much disassembly as necessary right here. Now I need to remove the original stock. The original stock is held in place by a Phillips screw here on the rear tang. Be sure as you remove this, you don't want to lose it. We're going to send you 2 screws, so if you do, one of them will replace it, but you'd like to keep the original hardware if you can. Remove it carefully, don't let the screwdriver slip and mar it up. I'm going to set that here. The pistol grip is held in place by an Allen bolt. In most cases, some cases, you'll find a Phillips screw head. Whichever one you need to use to remove it, just do so in an expeditious manner. Finding the hole is always a lot of fun. There we go. Alright. Once you remove that, this comes off as a single piece. The bolt is trapped right there. I can get it out. And this you're going to set aside because that's going to end up in your scrap pile. You're not going to need that anymore. What's left of the receiver here, and I'm going to bring the camera around so you can see this. What's left of the receiver is the actual nut for the grip here. And what we can do is we can just flip that out of there if we can. Tell you what, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to use a magnet. And I'm going to lift that out of there. Looking from the top here, you can see that you basically have a nice clear view of everything that's included. This is the original tang, which the ACE limited systems require you to cut that off. This system does not, but it's this angled cut that makes this so troublesome, and that's why you've obviously come to look for this particular component. Alright, so putting in the new piece. Step 1, we're going to take our base plate. We're going to take our nut that we just fished out of there with a magnet, and we're going to slide the base plate, matching the 2 holes up, and place this nut back in there through the 2 holes. It doesn't matter if the base plate is thick. It's thick to provide structural support. The nut itself has enough clearance to tolerate this. It's sometimes a little tricky to fish it through the hole. There you go. So now I've fished it through the hole. We're going to take another view here. You can see there's the nut coming through the hole. There's the view from the back. And here's the view from the top. Okay. There we go. All right. Once that's in place, now we're going to put on our aftermarket grip. Any grip will work. In this case, let's see. Let's throw on, that's a US Palm. US Palm standard AK grip. This has got some hardware in it. So we'll get this started. I always start the bolt through the grip first. Tends to make it a little easier to get started. So I've got the grip, the bolt coming through. Now I'm going to bring it up. Placing the bolt into the hole and getting it started. Come on, get in there, get in there. Okay, once I've got it started, I'm not going to tighten it all the way. I'm going to leave it a little bit loose. Okay. Once it's a little bit loose, then I'm going to take the shroud. The shroud is this piece. It may have concerned you that it's not attached. It's okay. Watch what happens. We're going to insert it between the grip and the base plate. Once it's in place there, we're going to push it up nice and firm. Sometimes AKs are produced in mass quantities. They might have slightly different angles or slightly some tooling marks, something like that. Our parts are no different. They also can have some slight variances. If you find that this does not line up well with the angle of your receiver, all you need to do is take a file, something like this, take a little bit off, recheck it. Everybody knows that on these do-it-yourself kits, sometimes a little bit of fit and finishing is required. I'm hoping you won't find that with these, but there is a possibility. Do a little fit and finishing if you need to. Get it to where it seats up nice and neat. Holding both fingers on each side to keep it nice and square. This is where I snug up the grip. I'm not going to get it real tight yet, but I am going to snug it up. And what you notice is that the grip is now trapping the shroud between the base plate and the grip itself. So I've got that pretty tight. It's not my final tightness, but it's in place. Now I'm ready to insert my new stock. When you buy an aftermarket stock, they're going to come with various shapes. The general kind of stair-step shape you see here is what you will find, but they're going to have varying thicknesses. And again, these are mass-produced, whether it's Russian, Bulgarian, American, whatever, you're going to find different things. But the one thing we do know is that this dimension here, the bottom of this, the bottom of the finished stock, is going to be too low because we've now inserted a reinforced base plate. So you're going to need to take some off of here. I suggest you do it slow, small increments. Take a little bit off, fit check. Take a little off, fit check. Basically, when you're done, the item should come in just like that. Once it comes in nice and firm, a couple good smacks, and it's not loose, you've taken off enough. Now once that's in place, you're going to take your original screw, throw it through the original tang, the one you didn't have to cut off, the one you didn't modify. And we're going to insert that back into this screw. A lot of these stocks come with no holes, so you may have to pre-drill a hole. If you need to pre-drill a hole, just make sure you don't go too big and wipe out your material for threads out of the parent material. Now there's a second hole here, and on some of the original stock furniture there was no screw there. We're going to send you a second screw. You need to go ahead and drill a hole in your new stock, tap it, and put a new screw in. Okay. That second screw we sent you should fit. If it doesn't seat down in there underneath, if it doesn't go in below the level of this top receiver here, then your recoil spring is not going to engage properly and you won't be able to get your cover on. Make sure that that screw goes below the level of the surface. If it doesn't, take that screw out and just run your file around the edge, make it a little bit smaller diameter at the head until it will go down in there. It's going to end up hidden. Okay, I'll give you a close-up view of that. All right, so there's the original screw on the tang, and then here is the screw that we just subset. Let me see if I get a good, well-lit. There you go. You can see the screw is below the level of the surface. And if you look down in here, we still have our, where's our lighting? We still have our grip nut attached over the bright silver base plate. And if you look here, we've got our receiver is now squared off just like a standard AK. We've got an aftermarket grip, an aftermarket stock. At this point, I will go back in and re-snug the grip. That's pretty good. My grip is nice and my stock's nice and tight. Now reassembly, just reverse. Make sure your bolt is all the way forward. Hold it forward with your thumb. Insert it into, slide forward. Recoil spring inserted gently. Engages and comes over the screw. Let me show you that. See, it's over the screw here. There's the screw we just put in. That's why it's important. It's critical that it has to go below the surface because this comes back over the top of it, and if it doesn't go all the way back, it won't allow your top cover to engage and lock in place. All right, top cover. Now, I've modified this Vepr a little bit. I've got a left side charging handle, so I actually have to pull my bolt back just a little bit to engage my top cover. You shouldn't have to unless you've done a mod like that. Once you have that in place, the weapon is now ready and capable of being fired. If you find any problems with your Vepr Ras system, please feel free to give me a call or send it back or email me and we'll figure out a solution for you. Keep in mind, we do offer now do-it-yourself muzzle brake system, so if you want to properly thread your Vepr barrel and put a properly sized brake on there, we custom thread the brake, we make you a thread alignment tool, we sell it all as a kit. So give us a yell. If you see something else on the Veprs that you'd like to see a mod made for, give me a yell. I'd love to make one for you. Thanks a lot. Fire for effect. We're out.